Got you, man.
Yep.
What did you like about Chico, and what sort of attracted you to signing him?
Technically, a very good player. If you go through his career, was at Sporting Lisbon, at Eintracht Frankfurt, and played, I think it was like 4 or 5 seasons in total in Portugal at Rio Ave as well. Was he was a very steady performer. Played in multiple positions. When he was younger, he was more of a 10, more a creative player, and then as he's moved abroad and so on, they've kind of put him more in the 8 role, 6 role. But for me, he's a natural number 10. So really looking forward for him to get ready and contribute to the team.
When will he be ready to play, do you think?
We're kind of hoping next week for the derby. He'll be on feet, but I don't want to tempt fate, so we're just going to play it by ear and see how he goes over the next week and so on. But I'm kind of hoping he'll be sooner rather than later.
How much have you been missing a creative player?
Oh well, we have some creative players in the team. It's more about dynamic and getting a player in that just gives us an extra out. Unfortunately, the way our team's set up and because of last year, there's a lot of focus on Costa, so Costa finds it a lot harder to get on the ball. And Hideki is still working out his partnership with Costa, so is Kazu as well. But we need someone that adds to that dynamic, and I think Chico's very similar to sort of style Marco is as well. And again, I think I'm really looking forward to seeing that dynamic pan out. But we've already had a couple of sessions now where he's been on feet, and from the couple of moments that we've had, we've seen it's been very, very promising.
And how early did he come onto the radar? Was it late in the piece, or was it just take a while to get the paperwork done?
No, so he's been on the radar for a while now. It's been more about whether or not we could get the deal done. It's more about logistics around the loan, and more importantly, whether he wanted to come to the ALeague. He's at Johor in Malaysia. They're a massive club, and even his time at Eldenese in the Segunda in Spain. Whether he wanted to stay there or not, and he had other offers. I think he had an MLS offer and also another offer in Europe. So it was just it was a lot of negotiating, a lot of conversations, and then we're just really happy that we could get something done.
You said one of the people he reached out to was Nando Peinecker, who's
yes.
a former teammate of his. Good to get a good recommendation from an Auckland player.
No, it was good. No, it was a good selling point. Thank him for that. So he's played also with I think Miranda at Victory. So he asked him as well. So, which is good feedback. Everything's been really positive. So I think he's just going to relish the opportunity. He's going to be playing regularly, and he'll bring something to the league that's that's not evident at the moment.
Was game time quite a selling point for him? Because he mentioned before that he's sort of struggled to get that love of football going with his previous clubs. Yeah, look, it's like any player. Sometimes you can lose your way a little bit in terms of if you focus out more, the fact that he's travelled quite a bit has given him a lot of experience and a lot of life lessons and so on. And sometimes part of that process is you actually question whether you love the game or not, and it's normal for any footballer. But he's like an immense talent, and if you've seen what he's done, in his younger years and so on, and it's normal what he's going through. But I think we're going to give him the freedom here, the ability to play in his right position, and I think he's the missing link that we need at the moment. Does it make it more challenging for you trying to get his confidence back, or does he come here with that motivation? Do you think from what you've observed? Yeah,
look, my job is to give him that belief and all the other players the belief. I've not changed my coaching style from day one. I'm the same person. I give the freedom to the players. I just give them a starting point, which I think that they'll thrive under. It's really for the player then next to take the initiative and make of it what he wants. But again, we've recruited a player to our system and not a player just for the sake of getting a player. So that helps in any sort of recruitment. So again, I think once he gets his first assist, once goal, I think we'll see an improved player week to week.
Does this feel like a crucial stretch in the season with some pretty tough games coming up and quick succession?
I get asked this all the time, right? And I think me personally and the coaching staff, we're not looking too far ahead. We're not talking about top six. We're not even talking about the next game against Auckland. We're just, focus on the victory game and what we can get out. I think for us, what we've been really happy with is with the amount of personnel change and, all the events have happened this season where, if you zoom out, we've lost 2 out of the last 7 games. Okay, we're not getting a lot of wins at the moment, but again, those younger players that have been playing and, the new imports who are still finding their feet, we're still very competitive in all our games. And I think it's just more about, once, the other senior players start filtering back in and we can really influence the game off the bench, because that's a very, very crucial part of, any season or any game, then we can start projecting. But at the moment, we're still at that stage where we're just trying to find our feet, find a good platform. And once we get everyone back and then, seeing how many games there are left, then we can maybe calculate, where our expectation is. But again, I hate to harp on about what we did last year, but one thing that we spoke about last year was controlling what we can control, focus on game by game, and that's it. And I think that works once we stop talking about what was done before or what's going to happen in the future. Worrying about now or focusing on now is the most important thing.
Is Rufo available this week?
He'll be in the ins, yeah. He'll definitely be in the ins, yeah. So he's progressed nicely at the moment. So at the moment, the intention is that he travels and he'll have some sort of part in tomorrow's game. So
the hope is that he will take the field, or is he still?
Well, I'm not bringing him just to waste money on a air flight. I feel it's more about like if he's going to travel, he's going to be part of the game. So, he's done more. He's way ahead of where he should be, which is good. And he's had 2 good weeks of training, so we'll look to involve him.
Yeah, so it's just your wording of he'll be in the ins. I wasn't sure whether that.
No, the ins and outs.
Yeah, I get
the ins
that,
and outs.
but just
Yeah.
whether that was, you didn't necessarily say he was going to play.
Okay,
So I just wanted
all
to
right,
check that.
no problem.
And how did Tim Payne hold up after his second half cameo?
Yeah, it was okay. Again, it's not the intent in the game that I'm worried about. It's more about the training and the loads, getting it back into his legs and what he's conditioned for. So again, I'm hoping for a bigger contribution from him from this game. And it's really important for the group. We can rely on his experience and it'd be good to have him back as well, to give us some leadership on the park.
And obviously, Amy Park, such a hard place to
Yep.
go. How do you sort of approach, these trips to a place where the Phoenix just can't get a win?
I don't treat it any differently.
Do you try it? Do you try different things?
No. The process is the same every week. We do the same thing. We try to treat it as normal. I don't think anyone ever discusses, the fact that we haven't won there. Look, it's going to happen at some stage. I mean, we're hoping it's this game. We go into every game planning to win the game. So, again, I'm not sure if it's dimension of the pitch or the stadium. I don't know what it is. I don't know if they, poison our water when we go there. I don't know what it is. But again, it's going to be a big game because again, they're also, they're in a bit of a weird holding pattern as well. New coach, pressure's on. They lost last week, so there's, it's going to be a tough game.
Does it give you confidence that you've beaten them once already this season?
Yeah, look, I think, I don't go. I'm probably the worst person to ask this question because I'm always like, I'm never hopeful about anything. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I always my process is always expecting the worst and making sure that, all bases are covered. But I know that if we give our honest effort like we have the last, couple of months, it's going to be very hard for them to beat us. And, that gives me, a lot of hope that we can get a positive result. Again, football's a funny thing. We could go there and play absolutely unbelievably well for 89 minutes, and we can cop one terrible goal, or the other shots and the other way around, and I'll take that. So again, in this line of work, results are everything. Are everything. Sorry. So I'll take the 3 points however I can.
You can just confirm, so aside from Chico, Kolakowski, Rojas, is anyone unavailable?
Yeah, Rojas still is, is still
There's
rehabbing
no
at the
one
moment.
new injured or unavailable?
At the moment, good question. Yeah, just Gab at the moment. He's probably out for extended period. Reoccurrence of his quad. And am I missing anyone? I don't think so. I think everyone's kind of close back to normal.